In our previous 3 EV challenges so far, the core focus has sort of been range. But today, it's about performance. It's about speed, because speed is what drives us, at least what drives me. And just to find out how performance oriented each one of these 3 scooters is, we are going to be doing a hill climb up Lavasa Ghat. And to set the benchmark, we've got along the TVS NTorq 125 Race XP, India's sportiest 125cc scooter. Will either one of these 3 be able to beat it? That's what we are going to find out. And this one is a bit personal for me because this is no media unit. This is my own NTorq, my first buy. So if any one of these 3 beats it, it might get a bit embarrassing for me. I might have to sell it.
This 8-kilometer stretch of hill climb is perhaps our favorite and most frequented stretch of twisties, with a great mix of fast corners, sharp hairpins, steep inclines with potholes and abused road surfaces strewn into the mix. Each scooter was going to be run in their most powerful mode, and as I was going to be the only one riding all of them, there was no scope of any discrepancies cropping up. Setting the benchmark time was going to be my NTorq. This Race XP is the most powerful the sporty 125cc TVS scooter has ever been. It has won quite a lot of scooter comparisons at ZigWheels, and it was my love at first ride story. So I, as well as a lot of members of the team, had a lot of hopes pinned on it. And the benchmark time is set 9 minutes 3 seconds. Next up, it's stablemate, the iQube S. A scooter that has truly been the best in offering a no-nonsense, stress-free riding experience. It does have the smallest motor and battery here. The suspension is tuned for a plush ride, the brakes aren't the best, and that was bound to affect its overall time, which is... we'll reveal it at the end. Warping ahead, the next one to set a time was the Ather 450X Gen 3.1. In all of our previous electric tests, the Ather has been running in the mid-pack, not shining through like we've known. But this is where it is supposed to excel. After all, the handling package is the best of the lot, the ride is spirited, and until now, we've not had much to complain about its performance aspect. Finally, the hyped up Ola S1 Pro took to the heart of Lavasa in hyper mode. And it looks set to be a stormer. The extra juice from the larger battery spooling the brushes of the biggest motor on test was certainly helping it gain a lot of speed in the initial flatter sections. But will this momentum sustain in the steep parts? Time to find the answers.
So the results, well, some were obvious, some not so much. Let's start with the obvious expected ones. The slowest scooter was the iQube. Well, it's a family scooter meant to do its bidding in the city, and its performance is honest. Over here, its ride quality was surprisingly brilliant as always. Performance was consistent, but it simply could not keep up with the other 3. Moving on, and this is a bitter pill to swallow, especially for me, because in 3rd place is the NTorq. Yeah, it handles still beautifully well, it still brakes phenomenally well, but it simply just doesn't have the drive of an electric motor when you want it instantaneously when you're going up a steep slope or out of corners. It's missing, it's lacking that zip. TVS, either give us an e-NTorq or give us the NTorq 160. It's high time that we get either one of these 2. Moving on to the unexpected, and in 2nd place is the Ola. Well, hyper mode, you told us that if you kept it in that, it would be the quickest. It clearly isn't, because 4 kilometers into setting off and it went into a thermal shutdown like it always does in our previous videos. So 4 kilometers into the ride, it went into eco, and in eco mode, it is unusable. Even for a solo rider or pillion, as we found out earlier. Yes, it still handled the rough stuff well, it handled the corners well, brakes were okay, but Ola certainly needs to work on the battery management, the thermal management system of the motor, because that halfway through the ride, it was the quickest and it was nailed on to be the fastest scooter today. But if it didn't work, if the hyper mode doesn't live up to the hype, then what's the point? He had to be stationary for 2 minutes. So when you factor in the stationary time, hyper back on, it is in fact even slower than the iQube. So the winner clearly is the Ather, and boy was it fun going up Lavasa, because it handles like a motorcycle. The brakes are sharp. Warp mode really warps your perception, warps what you can expect from an electric scooter. And performance, well, that's where Ather has always been the king. Am I regretting my decision of buying the NTorq, and should I sell it? Well, no, because these three guys are going to be riding the electrics back home, whereas I will be zooming away on my NTorq. Bye.